Echo, echo, echo. Hello there. Back on Twitter. How are you doing, Infernal NFT?
I'm doing well, Jonathan. Thank you for having us.
Awesome, awesome. That is working out just fine so far. We got you on stage. Your sound is clear. And yeah, so let's not hold you up for too long and get right into the meat of it. So please introduce yourself and what Infernal NFTs is about.
Well, sure. My Discord handle is Digital Soul. I just go by my first name, Rob. Our team is comprised of other ICCD, or IOTA Content Creator DAO participants, contributors. So we have Linus, Pathan, Ness, Saphir. I mean, these are probably all uh, household names in the IOTA ecosystem now. So we've all been around for many years working on different aspects of the ecosystem, from the content creator DAO to Tangleverse website and things like that. But for our actual Unity developer for our game, it's Plug Games. They're out of Indonesia. So our project is Infernal Uprising. It's an NFT card game that's based off of a Final Fantasy mini game called Triple Triad. This mini game has made several appearances over the years. It's very popular in its own circles. I played it many years ago and had a ton of fun, and I thought, this would make a great game for the IOTA ecosystem. So you can buy the NFTs and use those NFTs in game. The game is already live on Shimmer. So I don't know. I think that's about it for now.
Awesome. All right. So we heard about the NFT. I'm wondering, do you have a token? Do you have any plans for that?
Yes, we have a token. It's called the Fuse token, and it actually solved a problem for us because we didn't want to just have a limited number of NFTs sold and then, new players wouldn't be able to join the game, for instance. I should also mention that you don't need the NFTs to play the game. It's completely free to play. You can go on to tangleverse.io and click the games tab to just go on and play, or if you just want to learn more about it, infernaluprising.com. So we didn't want to just have a limited number of NFTs. So we decided to offer them as ERC 1155, which lets us distribute an unlimited number of basically the same NFT. And the problem there is that we didn't want a lot of low-level NFTs flooding the marketplace and having them be basically worthless. And so we developed this fuse mechanic. And the way that works is you can take two low-level NFTs, attempt to fuse them, and if you're successful, you get the next higher rarity NFT minted, and the two lower level ones are burned. The fuse token comes in because you can include fuse tokens in your fusing attempt, and it'll increase the likelihood that you will obtain a rare NFT, all the way up to 100% if you include enough tokens in your attempt. But even if your attempt fails at fusing, you get newly minted fuse tokens back. So it's kind of an interesting mechanic that allows people to hopefully preserve the value of their NFTs. And I think the last time I checked, and don't quote me on this, but around 20% of the fused token supply had already been burned in fusing attempts. So this is going to put upward pressure on the price at some point. Also, 75% of the tokens initially offered were through our fair launch on ShimmerSea. 15% of the supply is still in our treasury. We're going to mainly use that for community incentives, tournament prizes, things like that. And then 10% was split by the team through linear investing, which will end in just a few days, actually. So that's pretty much how the token's used.
Interesting indeed. So the next thing that I'm curious about is your roadmap for 2024. Please explain a little bit about what you got in stock here.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we started this year. We had our NFT drop, and shortly thereafter, we opened the game up, but it was only player versus AI opponents. And the real fun in the game is player versus player. So since that time, we've introduced player versus player matchmaking pools, and these pools are they're actually in different weight classes. So there's 3 different weight classes: light, middle, and heavyweight class. So if you have, if you're new to the game, you're not going to be matched up against somebody who has a bunch of really rare, strong NFTs. So it can kind of ease people into it. And setting up the different lobbies for the different weight classes took a bit of time, but that's all completed now. We have all of the infrastructure built out for the tournaments. We haven't actually had any tournaments yet because prior to that, we wanted to release our NFT marketplace, which we've done. There was no ERC 1155 marketplace on the IOTA or Shimmer ecosystem, really. I mean, well, I have to give credit to IOTA Heroes. They did create a small one for their own project, but there wasn't any other real infrastructure to do this, so we had to build it out ourselves to allow players to trade or buy different NFTs. So all that's been completed. Looking forward, well, obviously we want to transition from Shimmer to IOTA EVM. That's going to include a snapshot of existing NFT holders on Shimmer and airdrop the same NFTs on IOTA EVM. We also have to bridge the Fuse token to IOTA EVM, which is going to be a little bit more, take a little bit more time and some careful planning. But as far as the future holds, it kind of is going to depend on the result of our IOTA ecosystem grant application, which is pending. So what we would like to do is create dedicated mobile and standalone apps for the game, where it doesn't matter what type of mobile device you have, you would be able to play the game on the go. This, I think, would really open it up to a lot of different players. We'd like to also integrate other wallet connection options other than MetaMask, Bloom, maybe even a fiat on-ramp we're considering. I mean, we've looked at Coinbase or MoonPay. I know IOTA OGs will probably have negative flashbacks here, but they're actually not as bad as it sounds. And then we would like to release the game on some public platforms, maybe Steam or even the Google Play Store as a stretch goal down the road.
That are some very interesting plans there indeed. Okay, so that already got me curious. I think I definitely need to keep tabs on how this materializes. So I would also like to know from you, what kind of advice would you like to depart with the wider Web3 community?
Well, I think if you're involved in an ecosystem project and you raise funds from the community, immediately convert it to stable coins. I mean, we raised most of our money in Shimmer, and that was near the beginning of the year, and Shimmer had already been beaten down so bad that we thought, well, we'll hold it. Maybe we'll be able to, see a little bit of return on our Shimmer tokens. But yeah, that didn't happen. So that really kind of hurt our runway a bit. And, so don't try to look forward too much into the future of these tokens. I would say just convert it into stable coins and hold it to preserve your runway as much as possible.
All right. Okay. That is leading us to the last question here. And that is, which historical figure would you like to have on your team?
This was kind of tough, but I'll just go with the first one that came to mind. And that was Henry Ford. And although he's unsubstantiated, he's credited with saying, if I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. Just goes to show that people don't always know what they want. Sometimes you just have to innovate and use your creativity and fearlessly forge forward and execute your vision. So I think someone like Henry.
Yeah, I think we just lost you, but now you're back.
No, I'm here.
All right. All right. So Henry Ford then. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, the faster horses, I think that is a applicable thing here to Web3. So pioneering it is then. Very interesting. Yeah, thank you so much, Infernal NFTs. I've been enjoying our date. Yeah, let's think maybe about a second one.
All right, sounds good, Jonathan. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
So next up, we have our friends from Dark Mutos.
Hey,
Let's see.
Jonathan. Nice to
Hello,
hear you.
hello. Yeah, great to have you back here. All of the technical difficulties out of the way. Lovely. Let's get right into it. So please introduce yourself and what Dark Mutos is doing.
So I'm Moons, one of 4 co-founders of Dark Mythos and part of the IOTA community since 2017. So Dark Mythos is a cutting-edge fantasy universe built on Web3 tech, built on top of IOTA, offering a trading card game experience for players, collectors, and fantasy enthusiasts alike. So imagine whether it's battling in a game, trading in a marketplace, or getting lost in deep fantasy stories and art, Dark Mythos will provide a rich, immersive experience tailored to all facets of fantasy fandom. To date, each of our NFT collections has sold out immediately. We have successfully sold nearly 25,000 NFTs across 6 drops, creating the perfect foundation for our fantasy universe. We are now developing the modules that will bring everything together. Our strong core team is supported by well-known advisors from the IOTA ecosystem, and we are committed to delivering a top-notch product.
Okay, that makes me want to learn more. So let me ask you, if there is a token, what purpose does it serve?
At the moment, there is no token, but we are working on a major upgrade to our ecosystem. We are currently finalizing the details with our lawyers and partners and plan to make a major announcement within this summer. What I can share now is that there are a lot of token use cases that could significantly increase the utility within our fantasy universe and seamlessly integrate gamers, collectors, and crafters. So I would say, let's see what the year of the dragon holds for Dark Mythos.
I am very excited to see what the Year of the Dragon holds as well. Yeah. So what are some of the highlights on your roadmap for this year?
This year, we will have our game development in focus. You will see screenshots and insights in the coming weeks. For example, we will share some insights from our deck builder, which allows you to work with your existing NFT cards. You will see insights from the game base, the game board, and there will be a playable closed beta by the end of the year. Also, we are in the early stage of a huge crafting system, which allows gamers to collect materials, to create their own NFTs and soulbound NFTs. And also, there will be new gamify events, which allows you to grab some free NFTs.
All right. Cool. So the next part is where we learn a little bit about your philosophy of the people behind the project. And so I'd be very curious to learn, what piece of advice would you like to give the Web3 community?
I would say stay curious, stay informed, and always be open. So Web3 is evolving rapidly. Web3 is growing up, and we are pretty sure those who stay adaptable and engaged will find the most success.
Beautifully said. So the last question that I want to know of you is, which historical figure would you like to have on your advisory board, and why is that?
We choose J.R.R. Tolkien, best known for titles like The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. So he's often regarded as the father of modern fantasy. His ability to create detailed and immersive worlds complete their own language, histories, and cultures, making a perfect figure for advising on the construction of a fantasy universe. So we will go with him.
That is a great choice. Actually, one of the things that I have been coming up with as well. So yeah, I think that has been a pretty good date from my end. So thank you so much, Moons.
Thanks
And
for having us.
yeah, let's speak soon. Thank you so much. Cool.
Bye.
We have Bloom Wallet coming up next. And we also have an alarm going off on my phone right now. Okay. Yeah, Bloom. Let's do a quick mic check if everything is working out on your end.
Jonathan, how you doing?
Hello, hello. That is sounding wonderful. All right. I would say let's get right into it. So, Bloom Wallet, probably not a stranger to many in the community, but please introduce yourself and your project.
Hey, everyone. I'm Charlie. I'm co-founder and CEO of Bloom. I was previously director of engineering for wallets at IOTA Foundation. I joined the IF in 2017, and then I worked there for 6 years. As a team, we previously built Firefly, and then last year, most of the Firefly team left the IF to create Bloom. So what is Bloom? Bloom is the flagship wallet for IOTA EVM and for the wider IOTA and Shimmer ecosystems. It's a hub for trading tokens and NFTs, for optimizing your DeFi investments, and for discovering Web3. It's really the most feature-complete wallet in the IOTA ecosystem and the smoothest wallet experience out there for managing your IOTA and Shimmer portfolios.
Sweet. Yeah, I've just been using Bloom earlier today. So kind of asking a not so naive question, but is there a token or do you have plans for one?
So if Bloom launches a token, it will be a way to reward positive contributions to Bloom's ecosystem. So what that means is you would earn rewards for using certain features within the wallet, things like swapping, things like bridging. And then you would also earn rewards for onboarding other users, referring your friends to the Bloom ecosystem.
All right. So that is still in the realm of if it happens. Interesting.
Indeed.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I understood the queue. I will be dwelling on that a little bit after our date. But please tell me a little bit about your roadmap highlights for this year.
Yeah, we have a really exciting roadmap for the year ahead. We're going to be making your Bloom experience even better. We'll be adding support for some more EVM chains. So Ethereum will launch later this month. And eventually you're no longer going to need to use MetaMask. You could just use Bloom for your whole portfolio. Then we're adding a lot of utility to the wallet. So things like bridging with layer 0 directly inside Bloom, swapping between different tokens inside Bloom, some DeFi and ways to earn yield on your IOTA and Shimmer portfolio inside Bloom. And then if you're an IOTA dApp developer, we're currently working on a really cool feature. You'll be able to push information and updates for your dApp directly to users in their Bloom wallet using Wallet Connect. So if that sounds interesting to you, just keep an eye out for more information on Wallet Connect notifications. And then finally, another big upcoming item on our roadmap, we're going to be working on a totally seamless experience for IOTA 2.0.
All right. Yeah, that sounds very interesting indeed. So I will be definitely keeping my notifications on here. Moving on to the next question. What piece of advice would you like to give the wider Web3 community?
Be careful out there. You need to protect your hard-earned IOTA and shimmies. So always use a Ledger Nano to protect larger asset holdings. Don't sign suspicious transactions. Always limit the amount of time your assets spend on exchanges, and then make sure you use a secure self-custodial wallet, something like Bloom.
Yeah, very sound advice. Everybody should take that to heart. I wholly agree. Which historical figure would you like to have on your advisory board, though?
That's a good question. And I think my answer would have to be Steve Jobs. mainly because of his obsession over product design, which aligns very well with our own mentality at Bloom. He was adamant that everything on the interface had to have a good feeling to the user and that you should make things intuitively obvious. So he built really great products. And though he might have been a bit of a prickly character to work with, he would have been invaluable in opening doors because, he had this mentality that if something should happen, then he would just go out and make it happen.
That is a very sound answer. Didn't actually cross my mind yet, but not a bad pick. Not a bad pick. And yeah, thank you so much. Good answers. Good answers. I will be dwelling on them a bit. Thank you so much, Bloom. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Have a great evening. All right. So we are going to be moving on to checking notes. Well, we have Mosquito Pay and Magic C. We are dealing with some technical difficulties as expected, but we are just going to start with Audit One. Congratulations, you just moved ahead in the schedule a little bit, and this will also present another chance for us to get Magic C and Mosquito Pay on stage. Audit One, how's it going?
Hey, all good. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. So very curious to hear from you. Let's get right into it. And please start with an introduction about yourself and Audit One.
Sure, happy to. I'm David. I am the co-founder of Audit One and doing currently COO things at Audit One. And Audit One, we are an auditor aggregator platform. So basically pooling together freelance auditors that we have verified into our platform and then creating auditor pools that match the needs of our clients or of projects that need to verify their smart contracts. I mean, you can imagine it, compared, for example, to traditional auditors, right, where you kind of never know who is auditing your code. We keep everything very transparent. So you exactly know who is the auditor auditing you, what kind of experience does the auditor have. We also have, instead of just 2 auditors, 3 to 4 auditors for every audit. And we are kind of in between bug bounties and traditional auditing companies, since our auditors receive a base payment, so kind of as in traditional audits, but also bounty on top of it for every issue that they discover. So they are very much incentivized finding as many issues as they can. And yeah, we've been doing audits also on Shimmer, on IOTA. Also, we done audits for Bloom Wallet with a pen test. So yeah, we are actively involved in the IoT ecosystem and trying to bring as much trust and security into the ecosystem as possible.
Lovely. All right. So I'm wondering, does Audit One have a token? Do you have plans for it?
We do not have it, but yes, we have plans. We've been waiting for the EVM launch, and so starting basically Sunday, we will post and every day kind of talk a little bit more about our token, and then in 2 weeks we will have a fair launch. But if you want to learn more details about the token, then I would suggest you join next Friday our AMA with Magic C, where we will talk and go deep into all the topics around the token.
Lovely. All right. So also, I'm curious about your highlights for the roadmap plan for 2024.
Yeah, sure. First of all, upcoming is the audit token launch together with the token economy. The token should help us basically bond the auditors to our platform, attract them and keep them on the platform through different payment bonuses and staking rewards. It will also motivate projects to become repeat customer, offering discounts, also premium features, and finally towards, so a little bit later, we want to develop the coverage pools, so that projects that we have audited can basically go into these pools, and we can provide some coverage in case something happens to the smart contracts. But besides the things connected to the audit token, we're also currently improving and rebuilding our platform. We'll be releasing an AI smart contract audit tool. And together with the smart contract audit tool, also in that sphere, we are piloting currently our AI systems audits, and they're basically ensuring transparency, security, and privacy of the AI systems. So as more and more projects will also work with AI, we will be ready to provide them with the security that they need to stay transparent, secure, and private for their users. And finally, we are designing and starting building coverage pools for projects that were audited by us.
All right, that sounds like quite the packed year that you got ahead of you. So what kind of historical figure would aid you in your journey of realizing this roadmap?
I've been thinking about it for quite some time, but I think Alan Turing. I mean, he was a great cryptographer, a great mathematician, and I think he would be also really, really good auditor. And I think he would have been able to find many more attack vectors and improve the security overall. So I think having him on the team would help us quite a lot. And getting his insights into mathematics, I don't know, logic, cryptography would be really beneficial.
That is a solid answer. That is a solid answer. Would definitely make for a good auditor in my mind as well. Awesome. Thank you. Audit One. Great date. No complaints here.
Same. Thank you.
Thank you as well. And in the meanwhile, we have managed to get Mosquito Pay on board. And Tangle Hank is here as well. Awesome. So let's stick with the original order. Mosquito Pay, I can see you're already unmuted. Lovely. So let's get right into it.
Hello, thank you for having me. Yes,
hello,
hello.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much. I mean, that has been quite some effort on your side to get in on this space. So I appreciate it immensely that you made it here. Our date is happening, so please introduce yourself and Mosquito Pay.
Yes, I'm excited to introduce our project Mosquito Pay. My name is Yücel. I am one of the two co-founders, and I am executing the role of the CEO. As being an engineer, I see this project's long-term target in bringing the Tangle to the real world. Today, in total, we are 11 team members, including one full-time employee. Mosquito Pay itself is a regulated crypto payment gateway, and we are an IoT developer specializing in smart metering systems, harnessing the power of blockchain technology. Our software engineering team transforms the traditional business models into efficient, cost-saving operations. For instance, we are currently also developing a Web3 digital ID management solution to improve identity verification processes in the industry. What we have accomplished until today is a self-designed and self-built smart metering device with an IOTA payment module. And we have integrated an online IOTA Pay with IOTA payment module on a web shop at CryptoGin's website. Yeah, this is us.
Awesome. So does Mosquito Pay have a token? Do you have a plan for launching a token, and with what purpose?
Initially, we won't deploy a own Mosquito Pay or MPay token. Yeah, we did that for testing purposes on the Shimmer EVM, but for the IOTA EVM, we don't do it because our target is to use existing tokens to handle manual or machine-to-machine payments. Yeah, and these existing layer 2 tokens can be a utility token like the IOTA token itself, or it can be a stablecoin like the Virtue from Nakama Labs. Of course, we will use the Bloom wallet and Adrian's smart contract audit service from Audit One for doing it in the future. And this is our token strategy.
Lovely. It's also great that all of the dates are, having something cooking among themselves. That is lovely to see that the IOTA ecosystem is connected on this level. Great. So what kind of advice would you like to that people take away from tonight?
To the community, you mean? Yeah. I mean, this ecosystem is living that we bring the Tangle to the real world. So if somebody has some great idea where he could automate some daily processes, he should feel free to reach out to us, that we can discuss it with him. Maybe there's a high potential, maybe not. Yeah. Just reach out to us if you have some great ideas. I can tell you what our roadmap is for the next year, and maybe you can even have a feeling of what is our target.
Oh yeah, please go ahead. If there is anything you want to let us know about the roadmap, please do so.
Yeah. With the payment on layer 1 on the IOTA EVM, we handled out one strategy. We have partnered up with a decentralized exchange to create a all-in-one portal for layer 2 payments, layer 2 swaps and off-ramps to facilitate a crypto to IBAN payment. That means your tokens are directly transformed to the traditional bank account with billing capabilities. That means by using Mosquito Pay, you are regulated, you get the bill, and you respect with using Mosquito Pay all the regulations of the MiCA in the European Union. And hereby we are proud to announce the cooperation between the DEX ViviSwap and Mosquito Pay. After doing this all-in-one portal, so that other projects can simply use our SDK and documentation, we are going to cooperate with the ETO group. Hereby we are in contact with Benjamin Bönisch. He's the responsible guy for the IoT segment to digitalize their. They have built such digital posts at the street, which are equipped with sensors for the traffic load, for the temperature and humidity data, which could likely utilize to regulate, to use the payment to sell it to other cars, such data from the posts. Yeah, and hereby, after this all-in-one portal, we could integrate us in such IoT devices in the real world. Yeah. Additionally to this IoT strategy, we are also developing Web3 ID management systems for the healthcare company. By doing this, recently a major pharma company reached out to us just to talk about reducing monitoring costs by using the immutable blockchain data, which has a higher trust level. I mean, also we are in, so there are some points, yeah. We are in touch with other IOTA ecosystem project, PeerOS. They are developing some smart metering devices and some smart metering middleware to very simply write the values of the usages of the smart meter systems directly on the Tangle. That means you have no intermediaries, no Web2 intermediaries. You have a direct connection from the smart metering to the Tangle. And by using this, of course, the IOTA, the Mosquito Pay payment is integrated for the direct accounting and the direct billing. Yeah. Hereby there are diverse advantages. Yeah, this is our plan for the next steps.
Wow, I feel like this date is taking place in the year 2050. That is some very interesting stuff that you have been detailing here. Let's move to the last question, and that is, which historical figure would you like to have on the Mosquito Pay advisory board?
On the Mosquito Pay advisory board, I would like to have Eric Demuth. He's the co-founder from Bitpanda. What I appreciate at him is that he has the right mindset for digital world, yeah, and he's doing the business right in the heart of Europe, where most of us are positioned and live. So he's a reachable man. He speaks the same language, German, and he has a correct mindset.
And he is still alive, unlike many of the other names that we heard. Yeah, therefore a good choice, I would say. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Great.
Awesome. Yeah, and also thanks again for making it work. We had our technical difficulties, so yeah, appreciation for Mosquito Pay for fighting an uphill battle to get here in on this speed dating. Speaking of uphill battles, we have Tangle Hank in here. Lovely that it's been working out finally. Hank,
Hi,
let's do a
everyone.
quick mic check.
Yes. Hi, can you hear me clear?
Yes, we can. Lovely,
Nice.
lovely.
Nice.
Yeah, I think we actually had Magic C approved as a speaker at one point, but I think that is probably when you rejoined. In the end, it is working out fine. We are going to have our date now. Everything looking good. So please, Hank, give us an idea about who you are and what Magic C is doing.
Yes, thanks. So, hi, everyone. I am Hank, and I'm a co-founder of Magic C. And Magic C, at Magic C, I'm mostly responsible for marketing and strategy. Magic C is a IOTA native DEX and NFT marketplace. We have been in this space for building our brand or protocol and our community for almost 3 years. And our DEX is now already live. So that's the first milestone we're celebrating. And yeah, we're the largest DEX on Shimmer EVM, the staging network of IOTA EVM. And for everybody who's already a bit more deeper into DeFi knowledge, Magic C offers a full range V2 pools, as well as concentrated liquidity in the form of liquidity book. So with that, we really have a state-of-the-art feature set, and looking forward to unleash that on IOTA EVM.
Lovely. Big fan that there is V2 pools because V3 are giving me a headache. I like the sound of that a lot. So, I mean, I kind of already know the answer to this one, but let's pretend I don't. So, is there any token associated with Magic C and what purpose does it have?
Yes, so we have a dual token approach. We have one token that is called Loom. This is our reward token. It was fail launched on Shimmer EVM together with the entire community. Our second token, it's called Magic Loom. This is our governance token. It is limited in supply to 1 million token only. It gives exclusive access to a staking pool through which then the holders can earn 100% of the DEX revenue. So everything it earns from fees, and this will be distributed in USDT. And Magic Loom holders can vote on pool emissions and will be able to vote with that also earn bribing rewards. So this is going to be really fun coming. But Magic Loom, you can either only buy it or it can be acquired through a smart contract we call the booster. And in this booster, you can refine Loom to Magic Loom. And this gives a really nice balance between the two tokens.
Interesting. So 2 tokens floating around in the Magic C. I'm wondering also about the highlights that you have planned for 2024. Anything on the horizon here?
Yes, it's a lot on the horizon. So Magic C is gonna unlock its feature set in waves. So the first wave is gonna bring liquidity incentives to IOTA EVM with farms and leaderboard competition. The second wave is then gonna unlock our NFT marketplace. And just to sneak peek here, there's some really exciting new NFT projects also launching then in this space. So look forward to that. And then the final wave will unlock all the Magic Loom utilities, so Magic Loom staking, voting for emissions and bribing. And to celebrate all these phases of unlocking now Magic C in full, we have an overarching campaign planned with a handsome reward pool. So I guess all the DeFi farmers out there, this one is for you. But that's actually not all, because just as a DEX should, we have a lot of fair launches, token fair launches planned, NFT launches in the pipeline. So it's going to be really busy, but also really fun. So looking forward to that.
It certainly does sound that way. So what piece of advice would Magic C like to depart on the Web3 community?
Yes, so I think the advice would be to get involved, right? So we're all really, really early, and especially for IOTA EVM, and we're building the space all together. And Web3 and DeFi is there really not like traditional business models, right? So where there's a standard business customer relationship. So as an example, if you're a Apple iPhone fan, there's really a world apart between yourself and then the company Apple. And this is meant to be and is really different in Web3. So the more you use a Web3 product, the larger normally your say becomes with that product. So you do not need to be a developer, not an influencer, nothing like that. You can contribute really and participate just by trying things out, giving feedback, spreading the good word about stuff you like, and really joining just the community events and activities. So yeah, I think this is what IOTA EVM needs now. Really needs the community also to pick this whole, let's call it hype train up. So that would be my advice. Get involved.
Sound advice, sound advice. I think everybody can take that to heart. So Hank, you're going to be selecting a last historical figure for this evening that you would like to have on your advisory board. So please choose very carefully and let us know your idea.
Yes, so this one is really hard. And I know that, so the one that I would pick was already mentioned. So that would have been Steve Jobs. I'm in marketing and strategy, so that kind of speaks to me. But I would guess our devs would choose somebody else, and whoever knows Ziggy in our group, he will probably want Bob Marley on the board. So altogether, I think that paints the picture for us as a team.
Very well. Fair choice. Fair choice. Giving me a lot to think about as well for tonight. So thank you so much, Hank, for coming up, and especially considering the technical difficulties that we had. Elon has been kind to us today. After all, he has been hearing our prayers and everything worked out just fine. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And we are going to go back to Discord for one last time. We are going to make it worth last switch of the evening. See you there in 30 seconds. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. See you soon.
Thanks for having us.
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.